What's up YouTube, this is Tubedigga. In this video I'm going to show you a workflow to capture perfectly timed samples of your external MIDI gear that you're sequencing with the MPC X or MPC Live. This will be particularly interesting for people that are live sampling and doing live sets. I will show you how you can capture a perfectly timed sample of an external synthesizer and then smoothly transition between that synthesizer and the actual sample that you've recorded of that synthesizer. First of all, I want to thank all my current subscribers and anyone that's liked or shared my videos, and of course anyone that's been really kind and donated to my channel. I very much appreciate it. If you want private one-on-one tutorials with myself, please contact me at tubedigga@gmail.com for further details. First of all, I'll explain what I've got set up here to give you an idea of what this video is really about. So I've got a breakbeat on track 1 and I've got a MIDI program on track 2 that's triggering my Novation KS Rack synthesizer. What I want to do is just program a simple melody or bass line over the top of the drum break. So I'm going to use this sound, sort of squelchy bass sound. And then I'm going to keep the track going and show you how you can actually sample that perfectly in time to a set amount of bars, export that as a sample, add it to a program, trigger it in the background silent, but then use the track mutes to switch between the external MIDI synth and the newly recorded sample, so you get a complete smooth transition and no one can tell what you've just done. Then you can move on and do other stuff with your synthesizer. Okay, and of course you've got a permanently hard-baked copy of that actual synth sound that you wanted to sample. So what I'm going to do is play the sequence back and just program in a simple melody with this squelchy sound. So we don't want to use the sampler for this. The reason being is that we can't set the length to an exact amount of bars, only minutes and seconds. We want a perfectly timed up sample that we know that we're going to be able to trigger from a pad and it's going to be perfectly in time and sound exactly like the actual source that we've actually sampled. So we need to use the looper. Let's go to the looper and we can use the bars up here to set the recording length to an exact amount of bars. In my case it's 4. We need to set sync to on, so the looper is in sync with the main sequencer. Now this parameter here, record to, is the important one. If we have it set to play, it will record the 4-bar sample and just keep playing it in the background. It won't keep overdubbing over the top. If we set it to overdub, it will continuously overdub this same signal. In my case, I don't want that. I just want to capture one instance of it. You might want to change the sound on your synth or do something different and record additional material and actually build up more of a elaborate sample, but I just want to record what we can hear right now. So from here on, we just need to record the sample and then export it. So let's record it, so it's armed and ready. And there you go, there's our sample coming in. It looks quiet on there, but in fact it's actually quite a decent signal and it will sound exactly as we can hear it now when I trigger it from a pad. So there you go, it's not overdubbing, it's just in the background there, and we've got the output gain of the actual loop sample is set to silence. We're still hearing my synth because I've got the monitor set to on there. Okay, so let's now export that looper sample. Let's export it to program 001 and put it on pad A01. Keep. Now we need to go to the track mute and we need to mute that track with that new program and that new sample of this synth that we can hear now, right? Now we need to go to the step sequencer, get rid of that random note there, and we need to choose the pad that we want to add into the sequencer, which is pad A01. So that's going to be triggered now when our bars loop around. So now the sample of what we can hear now, not actually what we can hear now, is being triggered from this. We can still hear the synth. Now let's mute it and unmute the program. Perfect. So now we're hearing the sample, okay, in this actual drum program. Don't want to change that, do I? Let's go up to track 3. And of course now we have access to all the different filters. Okay, and that's it. Go back to the MIDI track now. It's muted. I could now delete all the notes in there, or I could actually keep those notes, unmute it, but make sure I've changed the patch on my synth. Let's actually do that. So I'm going to just change the patch to something random. I've no idea what it sounds like, but as said, you might have some headphones connected to your synth where you can audition that before. Okay, it's quite a low sound, so let's increase the... Okay, it's just like a really resonant wind sound. That's quite cool. So let's actually sample that. Let's go to the looper and so it's record, just so you can see the method in practice. So we're recording the loop in. Okay, so now we've got that as a loop. Now I'm going to go to another track and create a different program so we can mute a fourth track. That will be the way to do it. So let's mute that track now. We don't want to mute this one because that's got our bass line. Okay. Again, that's just for reference. We can just hear the KS Rack synth. So if I mute that, that'll just fade off. Okay, and come back in. But what we want to do is what we did originally, is we want to switch between the two. So we now want to go back to that looper, export the looper sample to our new program. It's already selected it for us. Assign it to the first pad. Keep. Clear the looper. It's muted. Step sequencer. Pad A01. And that should trigger now. And now we just need to, there you go, mute the synth and trigger the pad back. Okay, so now that's triggering our new sample, and we can see the signal there on the main page. And that's it, guys. That's how you do it. I'll just summarize again. You create your MIDI sequences. You can do it all on the fly. You go to the looper, sample it in, make sure the loop that you've recorded can't be heard with the output gain. You just export it, do all that stuff in the background, make sure that you add it to a program that's on a track and make sure that the track is muted. And then when it comes time for it to loop over, you can quick and easily use your track mutes to mute the synth and then unmute the actual newly recorded sample of that synth. I hope that makes sense, guys. It's quite a hard thing to explain and do all this on the fly, but I hope you understand what I mean. If you don't, please put some comments down below or send me a message or something. And of course, like I said at the start of the video, if you want private tuition, I can get you set up with this and many, many other things to do with the MPC, music production and sound design and sound engineering in general. Hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. Please like, share and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. This is Tubedigga and I'm out.